Hi everyone, in this video we'll talk about understanding KPIs and business values. Ask the right questions and drive valuable insights. Let's get into it. By the end of this video, you will be able to understand and define KPIs and business values, as well as product strategy and product roadmap. Let's highlight that 90% of startups fail within the first 5 years. And one of the biggest reasons they struggle to define, measure, and present their business values effectively. So the question is not about tracking the growth, revenue, the costs, but also tracking the right number. How do we choose the right KPIs that truly reflect business success? I found a great blog that defined this point. So basically, as you can see here in this graph, there are 6 questions to consider when choosing KPIs, such as, do they reflect leading or lagging indicators? Do they align with our business goals? Do KPIs truly measure progress? Did we weed out vanity metrics? Do they have the potential to reveal trends? And finally, do they truly matter most to our business? And I highlight to open Google and search by KPIs per industry and start reviewing most common KPIs just to get common sense of the relevant KPIs per industry. Then I want to highlight the KPIs. If we will define them, basically KPIs is defined by 2 phases. The first one is by setting the measure. For an example, identify the number of new customers acquired a year to ensure that the KPI align with the business milestones, revenue, growth, customer retention, etc. And then we set a baseline. Basically, it's a business baseline. Let's say that the last quarter we have 20% increase of the new customers' subscriptions to product X. So this time in the current quarter, when we set the baseline, we set it from this point. So the 20% is our reference point. Another thing we can identify as a baseline is the industry benchmark. So basically, we can consider competitors' numbers as a reference point, as a business baseline. Then define the data tables. Here we are talking about data sources, such as Google Analytics, CRM. As an analyst, you will usually interact with databases, data tables, using SQL queries, and you will use tools such as Hadoop, Oracle, Hive, etc. Next, we define how often do we need to update the KPI dashboard. So when we talk about KPIs, we are talking about dashboards such as Tableau, Power BI, to visualize the KPIs and keep tracking the KPIs. And finally, who's the owner of this KPI? As an analyst, who's responsible about on this KPI? Who is updating the dashboard, and in what? How often is it? Daily, weekly, monthly, etc. Next phase, we are talking about evaluate the quality of the KPI. So define the KPI evaluation with accuracy, relevance, and does the KPI reflect realistic performance, and is the KPI calculation measured correctly? So Does the KPI provide insights at the right granularity? Then collaborate with seniors, colleagues to check the validity of the KPI. Let's continue talking that KPIs are a valuable component in product roadmap. So we have 2 points to identify. The first one is the product strategy that addresses the what and why questions. For an example, why does this product exist? What value does it provide to customers and the business? What is the long-term direction? Next, the product roadmap addresses the how and when questions, such as what features we will build, when will they be released, and how does each release contribute to the strategy. So, product strategy informs what needs to be done. Product roadmap ensures it gets done in a structured way. And I like this visualization because it really highlights the whole process in much component and each detail. So we have 4 essential components: the product vision, product strategy, product roadmap, and finally product backlog. So how about pause this video, read through this graph, and comment down below this video if something is not clear. I'm happy to discuss it further with you. Next, we have presenting business value. So we covered the KPIs, we covered the product strategy, and now how to drive business value. So why are we building our models as analysts? Why creating dashboards and SQL queries? We do that for the company to get A, get a value, B, so the stakeholders expect a return on their investments, aka ROI. ROI stands for revenue on investment. Okay, so ROI is one example of KPIs, key performance indicators, and KPIs present business values directly. So fundamentally, your analysis is fixing a problem. By solving this problem, we are able to achieve higher value and beat competitors. In conclusion, get value, make profit, increase purchasing power, then expand in the market. And when we talk about companies, how they convert data into dollars, into profit. So they started from here, from the analysis drive recommendations. You start by creating SQL queries and dashboard. Then valuable decisions are created based on these dashboards and are measured by KPIs. Next, we have the KPIs that reflects as tools we control to make revenue. And finally, recommendations trigger the valuable decisions by stakeholders. Remember that the business baseline is crucial for business needs. It depends on historical data and it measures the progress. When it comes to business phases, I have created this graph for you. The first circle reflects descriptive analysis, works on relevant updated data for better decisions. Next, we have prescriptive analysis. So it works on optimizing the predictive models. And finally, the predictive analysis works on building prediction models. As you can see here, that prescriptive intersect with predictive in a way that to turn data into dollars. We are not talking about selling data or the user's information. We're talking about converting the data into useful insights so we can make better metrics, better performance indicators, and help stakeholders to take valuable decisions. And when we talk about descriptive phase, we describe what already happened. So we focus on the current situation and we use the historical data. Next, we have the predictive phase that focus on predicting the market to make decisions and feed the prescriptive phase. So the predictive analysis, it it somehow is about what is the business levers. And finally, the prescriptive phase that focus on the market opportunities, what should be happening, how to be proactive about it, etc. And as you can see about this bar, it started with descriptive, then predictive, and finally prescriptive. Prescriptive analysis comes at the end after we predict the valuable insights or the target response we want to predict. Okay? And remember, business tasks usually start from descriptive phase using the existing data, then moving forward into prediction and recommendation. And before starting any analysis or models, these questions serve as baseline to your analysis. And few questions you need to ask yourself first before starting any business analysis. And I want to emphasize that there are multiple other questions you can ask yourself before starting any business analysis task, such as what KPIs associated with the models, what percentage is expected from your analysis. But let's focus on the most common crucial questions you can apply, uh, and let's dive into it. The first question is the what, and the second question is why, and then okay, now what? So why, what I mean by that is, what question is what are you trying to solve in this project, in this Python project? Is there another member worked on this task before, and what have they achieved so far? What is the impact of the on the profit, losses, prospect, and what is the impact on margin point? Then we have the why question. Why this task is important? Is there a business lever from this task? Then we have now what? What stakeholders expect? What are your recommendations? Do you have alternative baseline or options to propose? What is the cost of your recommendation? So if you don't have complete understanding regarding these three questions, don't worry, be humble and just do your best. Then move on to the what question and try to be expert regarding this task, regarding this problem you want to solve. And another point, that visualizations can be very valuable whether you are using Tableau, Looker, Matplotlib, or Power BI. Personally, when it comes to dashboards, I prefer Power BI. It's free, open source. You can download it on Windows or Mac, and somehow you can try and download it on Linux as well. They are great, valuable dashboards. Check them out. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching. And if you find my content valuable, please like this video. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.